You are now listening to the Secure AF Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Secure AF Podcast. I'll be your host for the day with my co-host here. I'm Tanner Shin. This is Andrew Hickman.
Howdy.
If you're a regular watcher, you've probably met us before. We just got back from Defcon, and we thought we'd kind of recap and go over things and yeah. So was this your
this is my third Defcon?
Third Defcon?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this year?
I think this year was probably, out of the 3 years, the best one all around. I think the Las Vegas Convention Center has definitely grown on me. Just because, everything's all in one location now. There's a lot of space. And then staying close to it to where, you can walk to it and not have to, ride a bus or a tram or an Uber there.
Yeah,
it was nice.
We got the good hotel this time. Yeah.
So it's like a 5-minute walk at most from door to door.
From hotel door to hotel door.
Yeah.
Or from hotel to convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still got to walk 15 minutes through the
115 degrees. Yeah.
But yeah, it's much better than being outside. That's one of the nice things. I mean, beforehand, you could just stay in the hotel, but
for sure,
it is nice that you can grab. I mean, Fontainebleau is ungodly expensive.
Yeah,
but
it is.
It's very nice and it's right there. But then you also have the Marriott right across the street, and
we should look at there next year too.
Yeah, it's worth considering. I think it was pretty nice. I found myself sneaking in there for a quick meal.
Yeah. There's not bad hotels, in the area. It really varies. They fill up quick though. I feel like people probably know they're going to DEFCON and book well in advance, and I think this has kind of been like a continual thing for DEFCON. Like, when it's going to be. You gotta book your hotels in February. So.
Yeah, I'm still iffy on the convention center. I think. I think overall it's better for the convention, but there was kind of this thing beforehand where it was like you had. The convention was spread across, these 3 enormous casinos, and if you wanted to go to a talk in one, in Flamingo, and you're all the way down by Bally's, and you want to go to that one, you're not making it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's like 35, 40 minutes of walking. Like, you're not making it to that talk.
Yeah, and that's why
the rooms were smaller, typically, most of them, and they they fit less people, and it was harder. So all that's much, much better. The biggest problem is a weird problem that I don't know how you solve. All along the way, there's all these little bars and restaurants and things, and they're just kind of full of DEFCON people, and you can just kind of come up and sit with anybody and just hang out and meet people and stuff like that. And now that's pretty much just I guess a food court. It's just a very different vibe. It's
for sure, it's not Circle Bar.
Yeah, Circle Bar's gone. Bar's gone for sure.
But
I guess some people were there this year, but
I know there were people trying to bring it back, but it's just such a distance now.
Yeah, it's so far.
And that's like like you said, that's kind of one of the issues. It seems like the conference itself is all in one place now, which is cool, but it seems like everyone else just scatters and goes to different locations to meet up afterwards or whatever they're doing, which you got to know where you're going or know people or something like that. So I always wonder about the new people there, how are they just gonna stumble upon what are they doing,
these enclaves of people and stuff. Well, I mean, I know it's always people are friendly, people you say, oh, it's my first DEFCON, and it's I got some swag to give you, or I got some come check this thing out, or hey, let me introduce you to this guy. And community is always great for that.
And that's a cool thing about it too, is just meeting new people. I always I say I'm a tag along because I'm just kind of there. I'll talk to people.
You were working a village.
I did work at Policy Village. I did volunteer time there, which was I was in Policy Village attaché, which was actually pretty fun.
You got the fancy colored badge.
Yeah, I got the village badge, which was really cool. I got to meet some really cool people in the Policy Village. Kind of get my name out there, and I don't know, maybe do it next year. We'll see if I go next year. Las Vegas is such a silly place, but that was really cool. Getting to just kind of help out, volunteer time there, and just give back to the group that kind of helped be my motivation to get to DEFCON in the first place. That's kind of, I don't know, this sounds kind of silly. I enjoy policy. It has such a close relationship with what I do on the blue team side of things, and all that red team stuff is just like I get it. Like I try to be familiar with it. And I want to be familiar with it because it's also a big part of what I do. But like my interest, I don't want to go stand in line at Red Team Village for anything.
I didn't go to a single talk at Red Team Village.
Yeah.
Well, I think I went to one and it was like not what we thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm not into, the big lines, especially that's one of the only places that still is going to have, a big line.
Yeah. Was that thin client guy we talked to? Was that not Red Team Village?
No, it was a main stage talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic talk. Very good talk.
Yeah. I figured that would have been Red Team. Because I know some of the, like the policy or the villages had their own like rooms for talks, but then they had different people from their village talking on main stage and stuff.
Yeah, there was some of that. I don't think he was associated with the village. He said it was his first Defcon talking.
Yeah.
So it was his
It's
first
really
time
cool
doing a
though.
talk. Yeah, very cool talk.
Yeah.
Guy found he tore apart a whole bunch of thin clients, and he ended up finding that basically all of them were able to bypass secure boot with a USB drive.
Even TPMS.
Yeah. Yeah, he was bypassing
TPM.
he was bypassing God, there was a bunch of different ones and they're all different too. He just like every single time he'd grab one, he'd be like, "Oh, yep, here's a problem, problem." And he was
all the major ones,
ranking all the vendors on, responses and things like
Yeah.
that. Very good talk.
Yeah,
I always appreciate it whenever people are dropping some O-days and talks.
Yeah, dude, it was really interesting. I'm glad I sat in on that one because thinking about it, it's like, I've got TPM on this, we're good, and then really all you need is a Ubuntu bootable USB, and you can, hi, give me the key, and here you go.
Yeah,
that was pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some of the exploits were like silly. I'm just like, are you for real? This
Yeah.
is how this works.
Yeah, but again, the vendor's response or the manufacturer's response to that is critical, right? Because you go from like, oh, thank you so much for pointing this out. We're gonna work on fixing this. We can work with you, or a cease and desist. There's
Yeah, I don't think you got any cease and desist, so that's good. That's better than a lot of the like OT manufacturers and hardware manufacturers for IoT stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of the times those they do not foster a good environment for responsible disclosure.
No, and we see that even in like the bug bounty stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think that you would have the reverse response that we typically see, where like, hey, we found this critical bug in your infrastructure, like, and instead of being like, oh, thank you so much, let's fix that. How did you find that? It turns into a don't ever do that again. Don't ever talk to us. Don't talk about that.
Yep.
And I find that especially strange because, motivations of people range wildly. So would you rather have like a white hat, maybe even a gray hat person who maybe they're doing this because they are motivated by money, but, they're not going to ransom you or attack you, versus just having, a threat actor finding it.
Yeah, well, it's like one of our friends who was working on traffic controllers.
Yeah.
One of the biggest vendors that there is for the traffic controllers. I mean, he bought one off eBay, found some pretty major exploits, did responsible disclosure, got cease and desist, and they wanted to drag it out into a court case and say, well, you were hacking traffic lights. And he's like, actually, here's my eBay receipt and photos of it on my desk. I bought one.
Yeah.
Like, it's they just want to be combative about it.
Yeah, and that's the response I don't understand, especially in this day and age. Like, when you have people who are just out there doing the security research and giving you this information for free.
Yeah, here I just gave you a $80,000 pen test for free.
Yeah. And then to treat, arguably like you're doing a society a good thing, like, hey, this is critical infrastructure. I identified these vulnerabilities or weaknesses. Here's a report for free.
Yeah.
Like, you would figure like the response would be the exact opposite of what happens in most cases.
Yep.
So,
on the same note, I was happy to see Biohacking Village was just full of vendors.
Yeah.
And it was vendors who brought their equipment and they would just sit down and hack it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we found our guy Sean, Device Recon Labs. He found some stuff. I don't go into too much details just for respect of the vendor.
Yeah.
But he found some stuff the first day. They fixed it overnight.
That's pretty cool.
So they fixed it overnight. We came back the next day. We plugged in, started going deeper, found a few more things, and it was like all things that they're like, heck yeah, let's get this fixed.
Yeah.
This
Those
is
are
awesome,
the people
this
you
is
want to work
great.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to keep in touch, and they want to know about how they can prevent this in the future, and things like that. And it's like, that's what you want to see out of your vendors. And so it's good to see, at least in the the biohacking kind of the medical space.
Yeah.
That's the
and as a consumer, those are the companies that I'll give money to, because I know if they're taking that security seriously, especially with medical devices, like there's something to be said about someone who will take, I mean, it's for lack of a better term, constructive criticism almost, right? Like, hey, you do have this piece of hardware, it could be better, and then going, hey, thanks, we'll do something about that, and then doing something about it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the company that I want to do business with. So.
Yep.
What other cool things do we see? The bomb squad robot.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was pretty fun. It was more of a reverse engineer, I feel like, not as much as a hack.
It was not what I expected as far as how they went about finding the exploits and everything, but they did find some valid stuff.
Yeah.
It was definitely still cool to see. It's anytime you're hacking something that cool, it's gonna be cool, right?
Yeah.
They're like, this is an EOD robot. Like, I'm interested immediately. Like, I don't even care what you did.
Yeah, for sure.
And they had a bunch of them out there on the floor. That was cool. They were part of a car hacking village.
Yeah.
So, I didn't hear too much about people that got cool hacks on the Volkswagen this year. They had an electric Volkswagen out there.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I didn't spend a whole lot of time at car hacking village.
Yeah.
Kind of just kind of petered around, and then it's like, oh, that's cool. The lines were long everywhere.
I mean, LineCon for badges is still, that's fixed.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you want to, I guess they opened it beforehand. It's like they opened LineCon to have LineCon this year.
They did,
like the day before or the night before.
And I think that's what they had done last year as well. Was if you wanted to sit in line all night, here you go, have fun.
People like it. People, they always talk about, oh, you meet people, and like, yeah, you do. Whenever you're standing next to somebody for 4 hours, you end up meeting them.
Yeah. Especially if you're staying there overnight, because I think that's what they were doing. They were lining up overnight, and then people would do LineCon. But it's weird, like that first day, like that Thursday when merch is opening, like the line to merch is astronomical. It's like people get their badge that night or that morning, and they go straight to the merch line. And it's to a point where like I don't even buy Defcon merch.
No, I'll go to the vendor area and maybe find something that Shout out Sneak Reaper homies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Always end up. They had a good shirt this year.
Yeah, they did.
Shout out.
Go Flock Yourself.
Shout out.
Probably
Solaris.
available on their website still. So
yeah. That was Solaris that he came up with that one, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. It's got they got like a skeleton mascot guy. And he's holding a sawzall, and it says "Go flock yourself." It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, it's a solid shirt. Almost wore it today.
A lot of flock talk.
Yeah.
A lot of saw some guys running around with flock cameras chained up to a necklace. That was pretty funny.
I saw that guy too. Yeah. There may have been more of them.
Yeah, I got a selfie with that flock camera. So
that's funny. Yeah, a lot of debate about that right now. Always a point of interest. I don't know. Was there any talks regarding like going around flock cameras? I didn't see any.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many talks. That's always the hard part, right? Is you scroll through. They've got an app for those who haven't been, the Hacker Tracker. Yeah. And it's got the schedule on it. You can go bookmark the things, and it'll be like, this talk is starting in 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to see all the things you want to see.
Yeah, I think I bookmarked like 5 or 6 different talks each day that I wanted to go to, and I think I only made it to like maybe 3 each day.
At most, yeah. Normally I just like, hey, this one has some space, let me jump in here. They started doing headphones. I don't really care for that personally. I get why they did it.
It seems very dystopian to me for some reason.
Yeah,
it's very weird. I mean, again, from past DEF CON experience where like, they had, a whole bunch of different talks going on in the main big room, and there's stages everywhere, and people, it can be loud. But there was something very strange about going into an environment where there was, there's like 6 or 7 people talking, all having different talks at the same time and hearing nothing.
Yeah.
And then people are just sitting there with headphones in and then randomly clapping because, they're hearing something to clap for, and it's like, that's kind of weird.
It was a little strange.
Yeah.
I personally always I'll show up to a talk after it starts because, I don't like lines.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of slink in and, within 5 minutes, if it's something I feel like I'm interested in, I'll maybe find a seat if I can or just hang out and listen. Can't really do that. You kind of have to prepare and get a seat and all that. And it's, limited headsets.
Different.
And yeah, it's just kind of a different thing. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I get it. They're trying to do, how can we do all these talks in this big shared room and everything? So
that and having they had sanitation stuff for the headphones.
Yeah.
But me, I don't want to, I was sitting there with 2 alcohol pads, just scrubbing, I don't know who wore those for me.
I didn't get head lice, but I
That's
also
true.
don't have hair, so.
That's fair. I didn't get head lice.
The villages were still normal.
Yeah.
I think most of them were. Not all of them. Some of the main stage villages still had the headsets. Actually, a lot of them did. But all the upstairs villages were still normal.
All of the... It seemed like the headphones was just for the main stage stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I went to several policy talks and a blue team talk, and there were, it was just a room of people. There weren't headphones or anything, so that's probably accurate. I don't remember seeing headphones anywhere else.
Yep. Ham Radio Village, I feel like they did a lot this year. It was very cool.
Dude, they were always packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peters and I went in there several times because there was a Meshtastic talk that we were trying to catch. And it's weird because they have, their room was a lot smaller than all the other villages.
It was pretty small.
And so it was constantly packed. And they do their talks in that same small room.
Yep.
There were maybe 20 chairs at most.
Yeah, everybody's
and so
standing
people
around.
were just standing listening to the talks. So it got to a point where it's they just need a bigger room at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people
open
are.
up Ham Radio Village, dude.
Ham radio's grown huge. And it's not even just ham though. It's all kinds of RF stuff.
Yeah, the Meshtastic stuff. There's a lot of Meshtastic people in there.
They had an old localized TV broadcast.
Yeah, that was really cool.
They had all kinds of cool stuff. They had slow scan TV running. They had a couple of different Meshtastics where they had Mesh Core and Meshtastic, and I guess on Meshtastic Long Fast there was a CTF running or something.
Was there?
Yeah, and so that was why it was so jank and messed up. Well, I'm not even talking about the Defcon firmware, just in general.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't working super well, and it was because there were people hacking on it all week.
Yeah, and they always do the Fox Hunt every year too.
Yeah, the Fox Hunt's cool.
And me and Peters have always talked about doing the Fox Hunt, but I figured that takes an entire day at the least.
I don't know, how does it work?
So there's you basically, I've seen guys carry around directional antennas that are doing the Fox Hunt, but basically there's just different devices that are, broadcasting. You just got to go find them, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt just from the Ham Radio Village. So
they just give you some clues, or?
I imagine so. I haven't gotten that in depth with it. Peters might know more about it.
Gotcha.
But it's kind of just it's like another CTF. It's just, they call it the Fox Hunt. And you got to go hunt down the signals, and you might get a clue once you get to another signal, and blah 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 blah. But I think I'm pretty sure it works like that, but I might be wrong, so don't hold me to it.
Yeah, I didn't do any CTFs, but I typically don't. I heard Spy vs. Spy was really cool. Yeah, I would love to do a CTF sometime, but it's kind of do I want to spend my Defcon doing this CTF, or do I want to go meet people and see all these different things and catch talks? And you kind of have to choose.
It definitely takes it. That is the challenge of Defcon. There is so much happening all at the same time. So if you want to do a CTF, you're dedicating a portion of that day, maybe all day, to do that CTF.
Yep.
And so that's I got a Sneak Reaper badge that came with a CTF.
Yep.
I didn't even start on it until I got home from Defcon, because I knew that if I got involved in that CTF, I was just going to sit in my hotel room doing this CTF.
Yep.
And so that's what I've been doing at home since I've got, back from Defcon. I was doing this sneak peek batch CTF and driving myself crazy, but it's been really fun. So, but if you enjoy those kind of things, like, you're not going to, be disappointed that you did it, right? Yeah. Like it's a puzzle or, a scavenger hunt. So, and then again, that's the thing about Defcon is like, there's something there for everyone. Yep. Like if you have an interest in the cybersecurity space, whether that's red team, blue team, IoT hacking, car hacking, whatever the policy, like there'll be stuff for you to do there.
Yep.
And if you're like, well, I don't have like a great interest in just any one topic, but I really enjoy doing CTFs, there's plenty of CTFs from every single village.
Yep.
And if you're like, well, I just kind of enjoy the hardware part of it, well, there's hardware specific stuff. There's hardware hacking village. There's the badge life stuff. Like if you like, soldering, get hands on stuff. I mean, there's no shortage of things to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the good things about the community, right, is everybody's got these niches and things like that. I mean, we met a guy at our Tech on Tap event yesterday who was installing Kali Net Hunter on a car head unit. It was kind of like this is one of the main things he was doing. And I was immediately like, oh yeah, but like, are you getting like steering controls to work? He's like, actually, I had a lot of problems. I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to like CAN bus, and like Sean comes over and we're talking about like using like Canalizer and like how you could possibly like what chips are aboard on this head unit, and could we get it to recognize the CAN bus system directly from it, or does it need a secondary module to read CAN bus? And like, like we're diving straight in. That's like just like one of the cool things about the people in the space is somebody's like, hey, I'm doing this really weird thing, and we're like, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, we love it, let's do
it. Yeah. Give me your thoughts. How do you feel about this?
Yeah,
what could I do different? Yeah, and for the most part, like a lot of those people are just super receptive to.
Oh yeah,
they want that. It's
of course.
Not, none of that's like unwelcome or. It's not like a challenge. People want that. Like it's one of the reasons why they bring that stuff.
Yeah. There was some cool Bluetooth stuff that released. There's one, I think it's BLE Exploit. It's a mobile app for Android and iPhone, and it is by far the best Bluetooth recon and exploitation tool that I've seen for a mobile app. It's so good. Yeah, it was sitting there. I was able to connect to random stuff and pull data and be able to interrogate it and everything. Just like sitting in the Marriott lobby having a drink.
Yeah.
Just getting all kinds of wild stuff. Just like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I connected to a vibrator.
Oh, wouldn't be surprised. Dude, it's Vegas.
I was like, what is this? I look up the Mac. It's like Love Sense. I'm
no.
let me make the mistake of Googling this.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah.
But that goes in. We did a podcast one time on hacking sex toys. That's a space that has a lot of security problems.
It's a weird space, but yeah,
they have a lot of security problems.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any adult toy villages.
It kind of surprises me though, to be honest. I mean, knowing the people and the location, I mean, it would fit right in. It wouldn't be out of place at all.
It wouldn't come off that weird.
Yeah.
It would make sense. It would make sense.
I guess just, what's really the threat there, I don't know.
So what would you say the best talk you saw was?
I'm kind of biased. We had a Oklahoma representative who did a talk in Policy Village about like just kind of how the Oklahoma government is working to strengthen our cybersecurity program here, and had call outs specifically towards like how we help strengthen like rural, infrastructure in areas, like specifically like hospitals, and how they're pushing like grants and things to try to help these organizations that are absolutely critical for these, rural regions, who, one, don't have a lot of resources, two, don't have a great talent pool, and I'm missing where I was going with three, but I'll leave it at that. So but it was really interesting just to like. It seems like that cybersecurity mindset is more on the forethought.
Yeah.
Like people are thinking about it more.
They're being forced to.
Yeah, they're being forced to. And that just seems like it's been within the last, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years, where, security used to be kind of an afterthought where it's like, hey, we have these things that's up, it's working. And then, you start having these municipalities and these, rural hospitals who get taken offline because of ransomware. And what do people in those, regions who, you have, this is your hospital, like it's hours to get to somewhere else. And if you're someone who's like had a stroke or, a heart attack, like those hours are absolutely critical.
Yeah.
And so kind of like seeing like how the state is changing their policies and procedures and how they're trying to push that to municipalities and help them, especially like these rural areas, which we got a lot of them in Oklahoma. It was really interesting.
Was that Mr. Hendricks?
It was Craig.
Craig. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, I did catch.
Shout out Craig.
Yeah, I did. I did catch one of Anthony's. I did catch Anthony's talk.
Okay.
Which was always funny.
Yeah.
He was on one of the creator stages, just talking about, legal things. He's a lawyer, cybersecurity lawyer, but that was a good talk too.
Yeah, anytime you're a lawyer and a bunch of hackers like you, you're doing something well.
Yeah, he's legit. I mean, we've talked to a lot of lawyers. Like he's one like I don't mind getting on the phone with.
Yeah. We're typically natural enemies.
Yeah, unfortunately, and not like because we want to be. It's just we find stuff that they don't like.
Yeah,
they got.
We try to help, and they start asking us uncomfortable questions.
Yeah. They've got legal things that they have to do now. I know there was one talk I wanted to go to, talking about threat actors specifically and like just how they've changed. That was in the Blue Team Village. It was the first talk that I wanted to go to. I got in line. I sat in line for 30 minutes. And then I realized I was in the wrong line because the Blue Team Village was right next door to like the fishing village or I don't know, some other village. And then they were like, oh, that line's over here. And it was already wrapped around because I had been sitting in the wrong line for 30 minutes. So I said, guess I'm not going to that talk. But, it's fine. It's Defcon.
I think Blue Team talks are recorded.
I could probably go find them.
I think so.
I thought only like the main stage in Creator Village talks.
Those are guaranteed to be recorded.
Okay.
The rest of it is just like on the villages. It's like Recon Village. Like we know they're
Do
the guy
they
who does
all
their
have
AV.
their own YouTube channels?
A lot of them.
Okay.
A
I
lot
might
of them.
have to search for that because there was a couple talks that I went to go try to find on like the Defcon YouTube channel. And
Yeah,
I
those
didn't
won't be up
find a
yet.
lot. Okay.
No, those won't be up yet. They usually put them up a few months later,
Okay.
and then they'll kind of trickle them out and stuff like that.
I'll have to go there because there were several Blue Team talks that I didn't get to make. So I'll have to go try to find those because I definitely want to see them still.
Yeah, and I imagine with the headphone situation, the talks will probably be well recorded as well.
Oh yeah, that's true because they all had them hooked up on mics.
Yeah, so it'll be like direct audio
Yeah.
instead of just like a microphone
Well,
in a room.
that's an added benefit.
I imagine. I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would guess so.
You never know.
Yeah.
What did you think of the DEF CON badge this year?
It was cool. I felt like it was very cool as a concept. They had some like new hardware that has like specially made for the badge or
Yeah.
will maybe used in other things and things like that. I mean, it was essentially a FIDO token.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was make a QR code and you could have somebody else had a little camera on it. They could scan your QR code.
Yeah.
And you could
It's
get
like
those.
it's like a share genes kind of thing because you had a different pattern of lights, and
Yep.
so you could exchange light patterns and get new light patterns and
get
stuff, which was interesting.
mutations and things and and somebody did hack it by the end of con.
Yeah, good.
And they didn't release the exploit until like the very last day or something like that.
Oh.
It was like Sunday
Lame.
when they released it. But it was still
you know
cool.
what the hack was?
They pulled a key out. I don't remember the exact hack.
Yeah.
It was reasonably involved.
I know there were guys trying to install Doom on it.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I'm curious if that ever happened.
That would have been
I
very
need
cool.
to check in on that.
I heard some like controversy about people were upset that I had a camera. DEF CON people
Oh,
get weird
yeah.
about cameras, even though there's like somebody taking a picture with a cell phone every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They were like, we need to talk about the camera code and the fact that this had a camera on it, and they were like, if you hack the badge, you can actually make the camera be viable and things like that. And I'm just
I don't know about them apples.
I don't know. I know people still care about the camera thing, and I'm just like, man, there's a billion cameras in this casino.
Dude,
everybody's walking
Vegas,
around holding a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like they banned meta glasses.
Yeah.
Which like I get it. Like they don't walk up to somebody who's just recording your face. Like that's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't hate that, but at the same time, it does feel like a fruitless effort to me. Where it's like, a million other ways they could record.
Yeah,
you.
there was different media teams running around just recording the space and taking pictures, and like again, to be upset about the camera on the badge, which was 99% of people are just going to utilize for scanning the other badge's QR code.
Right.
Like who's really going to go that in depth at Defcon? Like I don't know. I would have figured that the SAO connections being upside down would have been the biggest.
Oh yeah.
Can we tinfoil hat time?
All right.
I almost feel like they do it on purpose at this point.
They messed something up on purpose?
Yeah, like the last 3 years that I've gone, there has been something wrong with the badge.
There's pretty much always something, yeah.
And I feel like it's almost intentional at this point. Like whether it's to like drive, I don't know, like
online engagement.
I don't know if it's online engagement or like what's the saying, like no publicity is bad publicity kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like it's just kind of silly. Like, oh, the SAOs are upside down, but it's cool because we already have these adapters to fix it. So they knew it was a problem, and probably paid more to have these little fixes for a bunch of people.
It is kind of wild that didn't get tested, and they made
I mean, it had to been
40,000 badges.
Yeah, I mean, it had to been on the diagram, like the blueprint that they knew.
We're just a test unit, you would think.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel like, because the year before the badges, it was the non-electronic badge, and they were exploding.
Yeah.
They were just they had those little pins. I had a fun scavenger hunt and utilized that to my advantage, though. So
you did.
And then I didn't go the previous year, but that was the Game Boy year, right?
Yes.
And there was a controversy around that too.
Yes, a big one. Yeah, there was the person who, I'm gonna screw up all the details, originally wrote it like they felt like they were slighted or something, and they hid some stuff in to where like it would bring up a hidden menu that Defcon people didn't know was there, and it would be like, I'm the actual creator of the badge, feel free to send me money.
Yeah.
And they were very upset by that, and I guess he stood up at a main talk or something and gave like a monologue on how messed up things were, and they like escorted him from the convention. And
see, that all it could have been organic. It just seems awfully scripted.
It's your DEFCON conspiracy.
That's my DEFCON conspiracy.
Yeah. So next year we'll see how the badge is messed up.
Yeah.
And,
We'll see. Yeah, because next year's the non-electronic. We're supposed to be. So unless they do something, is next year 35?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they do anything special for 35 or.
I doubt it.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of silly, and it didn't ruin anything. It's it's just kind of funny at this point to me that
it's always something small
that we have this massive conference, and there's 30,000 people plus there, and like, anyways, it's just kind of funny to me.
That's how it goes. So what would you tell people who are wanting to go to DEF CON for the first time?
Oh man,
should they go?
Yeah, I think so. If you're interested in the cybersecurity space, like if you just have if you're passionate about it, if you have an interest in it, if like that's your thing, it's like if your favorite movie is Hackers, or Johnny Mnemonic, or Swordfish, or whatever hacking movie, and like you like the hacker culture, and it's a fun conference. I wasn't in this workspace when DEF CON started, and so I only hear like how much it's changed from like what it was originally, like this grassroots where like there seems to be less hacking stuff and more like maybe not corporate, but more business oriented stuff happening. And so I can't like speak to that. But as a whole, like, is there a lot of interesting and cool things to see? Absolutely. Are there cool people to meet and good connections to make? Absolutely. I kind of think it's silly that it's in Las Vegas in the hottest part of the summer. That's my biggest critique.
Yeah.
That's one of the when we were flying in, there was a guy from I won't say the company name, but there was a guy flying in who was on a cybersecurity team for XYZ company, and this was his first Defcon ever. He was super excited about it, and my main tip to him was if it looks like you can walk there, don't. That was my main point.
It's just Las Vegas advice.
Yeah, just Las Vegas advice. I mean, because really, DEF CON, like, it's really not hard to go, even if you're by yourself, it's not hard to go to DEF CON and find people. Like, you can find your people at DEF CON.
Yeah.
I mean, DEF CON's a huge place, and how many times did we run into, like, friends or people we work with from Oklahoma that we never planned on meeting.
Yep.
We just, hey, there's our people, like, and even if you don't know people, it's pretty easy, like meeting Luigi in line for pizza that one day.
Yeah.
Because those guys were like, are you hackers?
I ran into him at Telefreak.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah.
Can't believe he made it. Yeah, shout out Luigi. I can't believe they made it to Telefreak their first year at Defcon.
Yeah,
that's actually crazy.
It's hilarious. But that's what I'm saying. That was his first year at Defcon, and he made it to a party that it's like very hush hush, like hard to get into.
Yeah,
it's who you know, and
exactly.
So you can figure it out. There are things to do. So I think I think most of my advice that I give to people about it is just regarding Vegas in general. DEFCON is just kind of you'll figure it out. It's not that complex.
Yep.
The other piece of advice was like, hey, find talks you want to go to, but don't plan on making all of them. Like,
don't marry yourself to any plan.
If you have I would pick maybe one a day that you're saying I'm going to make it to this talk, and then everything else is just up in the air. Because as you're walking around, you're going to be like, oh, I want to go check this out. And then all of a sudden you've missed 2 other talks, So that'd be my advice. How about you?
I always have the same advice. Wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing a ton of walking. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Bring some electrolytes, bring some snacks.
For sure.
These are my practical advice for people. It always helps to have an icebreaker. So if you're, you like making stickers, or you got some, you're hardware hacker, you like SAOs, something like that.
Yeah.
Anytime you can have an icebreaker to hand somebody. Me, I like carry around beers, just
backpack beers.
Give somebody a beer. People appreciate that. Anything like that always helps if you're not super type A. You don't want to just go extrovert, talk to everybody. It definitely helps that
definitely.
be easier.
It definitely drains the social battery being out there, because everyone wants to talk.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when people find out what you do, they want to talk to you more.
Yes.
And that's, if you're not like a extrovert, if you're not it can be absolutely draining. So.
Yeah, you'll be talking to a lot of people, and you'll be talking about hacking stuff, and they'll be like, "What do you do for a living?" Like, this. This is what I do, and then all of a sudden it changes. It's like, can we go back to the conversation about hacking stuff?
Tell me more about that.
But I mean, I just want to hear about the cool things people are doing.
Right.
Like, you spent 4 months fuzzing registers on some obscure device. Tell me about that. I want to hear about this. The weird projects you have going on.
Yeah, I get that way. It's kind of funny. I work a lot of incident response, and people have a big interest in that. Tell me, blah blah blah. But then on the opposite side, if I know someone else does incident response, I'm just like, I know how that goes. I don't have to.
Cool.
I get it. I don't have any questions.
Well, whenever you talk to other red teamers, it's kind of funny. I feel like they always try to kind of vet you.
Yeah.
As soon as you mention it.
Totally. Yeah, I see that. and that I'm on the blue team side of things, so I find it funny, but you're absolutely right. Like running into other red teamers, it's like what kind of red teamer are you?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What C2 do you use? What's your favorite method for initial access? It's always something.
Are you really a red teamer? Yeah. But I think that's fair because
it is fair.
That's like at again, every year that I've gone, Red Team Village has been crammed packed. It's like the cool, like it's where like when people think of hackers, they think Red Team. Like that is it. So people want to be in Red Team. Like that is the space that people want to get into. They want to be the hacker.
Yeah.
And so like there's just so many, I don't, not that they're just like tag-alongs, but it's like, we hang out Red Team Village because Red Team is cool. You know, like
they want to learn it, and that's a good way to do it.
I think there's people there that don't want to learn it, and they just think Red Team's cool. You know,
probably, yeah. There's probably some of that.
You don't see that at Policy Village. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody in Policy Village loves policy. That is for sure. That is for sure. I didn't make it to any Policy Village talks this year.
There were good ones. It was a much nicer space this year too.
Really?
Like last year, we kind of got relegated into this corner, and it was just this kind of one small room. And you might be surprised, but there's a lot of people interested in policy. There were people.
Well, you run into a lot of people there that are like, I'm in GRC, I'm a CISO,
Dude,
I'm in legal. You run into a lot of people like that at Defcon.
Well, and when I was working the door for one of the talks, I unintentionally signed up to be the door guy for a closed door talk. And so on that Thursday, I had a bunch of people coming up like, oh, what's going on, in this talk today? And I'd be like, nothing for you. Come back to tomorrow, That's when we officially open. These are, invite only closed door talks because they talk about legitimately serious things that, they're playing. But I had so many guys that walk up and be like, oh, is Policy Village, are there going to be GRC talks? And I'd be like, download Hacker Tracker. Let's go through that. Let me show you. Like, let's go, Policy Village. Let's find some GRC talks that you want to go to. But I had more questions about GRC than anything else at Policy Village.
Well, a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
And it's not the sexy stuff.
No, but that's what's kind of strange to me. It seems to like it's blown up just in this last year.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't remember. There may have been like a GRC talk or two. Maybe there were more last year and I just wasn't in them. But like it seemed like a lot of people were super interested in the GRC stuff. And again, like I didn't have people coming up and asking me about like, oh, what kind of HIPAA policy talks are going on. It was all like, hey, where's the GRC talks? And guys were like, oh, I work in GRC, so I want to come to policy talks. And it's like, well, go pull them up, look for them, see what's there, see what's interests you, bookmark it, make sure you're there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of,
something for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for me, it'll always be the people I meet and the conversations that I have at 2 a.m. at a bar.
That's fair.
That is kind of always my main reason at DEF CON. Like I ran into a guy, very interesting character named Johnny Christmas, and he runs a convention that goes from, I don't remember where he said it starts. I think he said it ends in Chicago. It's like an 11-hour train ride, and they call it HoboCon, and they do the convention on a train. And they rent out like a full train, like a train car, and I guess they're trying to rent out like a secondary car this year. And like we talked for like 2 hours about the logistics of doing a convention on a train, and like how do you need internet connection? Like how do you guarantee that you have internet connection whenever you're in the middle of nowhere on a train? Like you can't just set up an antenna and pass through the metal barrier of the train very well.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta have a Starlink mounted on that.
Yeah, like and then is the conductor going to be cool with that?
Yeah,
and
then we're gonna go through a tunnel.
Yeah, and how much equipment are you going to
clear the tunnel? Yeah,
to wheel in, and then whenever you get off the train, you're going to have to be able to dolly that stuff off and figure out what to do with all your equipment when you land in Chicago downtown, and like just all kinds of interesting things.
That's actually awesome, and I want to do that.
I am going to try to go. Yeah. So I hit him up.
Keep me posted.
He actually is down to come on the podcast.
Oh,
so
that'd be right.
Stay tuned for a Johnny Christmas episode. Really interesting character. Yeah, I like him. He's fun to talk to. He'll be a cool podcast.
That'd be really interesting. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, that sounds. I mean, that's the cool stuff. Like, Yeah, DEFCON's cool. It's massive. There's a lot of stuff. Everyone's there. It's international. But there's a lot of really cool, just like grassroots small conferences all over the place that are really fun too. So don't sleep on like small, like local conferences either.
SecCon?
Yeah.
Come to SecCon?
SecCon, yeah. We do one in Oklahoma.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's some good conferences in Oklahoma. I mean, we've got, of course, SecCon. We're biased because we help put it on, and we volunteer a lot for it and stuff like that. But we do in Oklahoma, Oklahoma B-Sides. Pretty much everywhere has a B-Sides.
Yeah.
There's Information Warfare Summit, another really good one. And then there's all the small stuff too. There's always the small groups, right? We've got 2600. We've got the Defcon group, the DC 405. So there's always something in any space that you're in. Pretty much, there's always going to be your local groups, and a lot of them end up meeting up at DEFCON.
Yeah, that's another thing that you could, if you've never been to DEFCON before, if you have an interest in this, go find local groups. Because almost guaranteed there's a local DEFCON group or there's some kind of local cybersecurity group, and almost certainly people there go to DEFCON.
Yep.
And so you could definitely find your people there and then go to DEFCON. So that's an option too.
Yep. If you're one of our Oklahomies listening and you want to come, there is an Oklahoma meetup every year with the Oklahoma Cyber Discord.
Yeah.
So just reach out to one of us if you want to join that Discord, or Jonathan Kimmett if you know him.
Yeah.
And we'll get you into that meetup next year. It's growing every year.
Yeah, it really is.
We're gonna run out of tables in the food court.
Yeah, I think last year we had to pull 2 tables together, and I think this year we had 4 or 5 tables.
We had 5 or 6 tables together, and then people around and
us,
standing around.
Yeah, people had to move to actually talk to each other.
We probably had 40 plus people,
at least
45.
At least,
yeah.
So I think we doubled in size from last year easily.
Yeah,
just that Oklahoma meetup, and we had SAOs that we were handing out or selling. I know Kimmett had a bunch of stickers that we were giving out, so we like to have fun too, especially making connections with local people. That's really important to us. So
we travel halfway across the country. That way we can meet up with the people who live here.
Yeah. Not the whole conference, but
sometimes that's the only time I see some of them.
That's true. Yeah.
So you're gonna go back? You gonna do it again?
DEFCON?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know about next year. I think I'm okay with doing every other year. Take a year off, because Vegas, it is a silly place.
It is a silly place.
That city should not exist. I don't know how it does, but just have a conference there.
I got a drink and a sandwich and spent $30.
Dude, I know, man. I know. You can't even try. Even going to the 7-Eleven, down the street, everything was expensive there.
Mm-hmm.
A bottle of water was still $5, at the 7-Eleven. So it's
yeah,
it's an expensive place. So be ready if you're going. Budget for it,
and feel free to bring stuff.
Yeah, bring your own food. Yeah, you having that protein bar saved my butt that one day. So
a whole bag.
Yeah,
that's a third of my bag is just food. I'm not paying $25 a meal. Let me just bring protein bars.
I should definitely do better about that. That's one thing me and Kimmett did, was Kimmett went and got lunch meat, cheese, and bread.
Yeah.
So that we didn't have to go spend $30, $40 for
it's
lunch.
Even if you make really good money and it's not a problem to you, it just almost feels insulting paying $20 for a sandwich.
It does. Yeah. It's not okay. I mean, there were 2 cans of the nicotine pouches were $25 out there.
That's absurd.
At a 7-Eleven.
And they had the Zen vendor there.
Yeah, the Zen vendor was there.
Yeah. It was $3 a can.
So we talked about vendors. We never talked about vendors. Vendors was cool this year.
Yeah, there's always some good vendors.
The Zen vendor was there. That was funny. I thought that's pretty good marketing. I mean, you're going to a cybersecurity conference selling, anyways.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they cleaned up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they cleaned up.
I bet they did.
Yep. Yeah, there was you got a cool Meshtastic device.
Yeah, I did. This was their DEFCON exclusive one. And I think it's just DEFCON exclusive because the color, it might glow in the dark. It's injection molded instead of 3D printed. So it's got some waterproofing.
Yeah,
and so for my usage when going camping and stuff, it's nice that it's going to be a little more rugged than just your traditional old version. Sneak Reaper had cool stuff as always.
Always.
Yeah, shout out to Sneak Reaper
The
again.
best vendor.
Solaris. The shirts they have the best shirts, dude.
They do. Yeah. Good quality too.
Yeah.
It's not just junk. It's always good quality. The Calyx, I don't know how to say it, Institute.
That one's really interesting to me.
So they sell prepaid SIM cards and hotspots and things like that. And so you can go buy a prepaid SIM card with full data plan for $500 for a year, and there's no questions asked. You paid in cash.
Yeah.
That is probably the best way to get an actual burner device
Yeah.
in the current day and age.
Yeah,
as long as you don't come on a podcast and talk about it.
Yeah. The prepaid hotspots are really cool too. I have an interest in that.
Well, you can also just get the SIM card. So that was pretty much what they told me. Is they were like, I was like, well, I'm trying to decide if I really want to get the 5G or if I just want to get the cheaper one. There's like a $250 difference between like having LTE and 5G. And they were like, do you have a hotspot? And I was like, yeah, we got a hotspot around. And they were like, you just get a SIM card. It has 5G. I was like, oh, cool. Like, save yourself $250 and just get a SIM card.
Right. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Did Hack 5 have anything cool this year?
They always have cool stuff. I don't know. I didn't even really go by because I already know everything that they have because, they post it all online. But no, they always make lots of cool stuff. Last year they dropped the Pineapple Pager.
Pineapple Pager, yeah.
I don't know if they dropped anything new this year. Some morons were using said pager on an airplane.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Delta, was it Delta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a Delta flight back from Defcon, if you guys didn't hear, some people knocked out the Wi-Fi and they set up a
rogue SSID
to get people to connect to.
Yeah.
And they were like, I guess, allegedly harvesting credentials or something from that. So that's stupid. Don't do that.
Yeah.
They thought they were being cool, and they're really not. Like, you're not doing anything impressive. You're just doing script kiddie shit.
Yeah.
Like, nobody. You're
just hurting the community.
You're embarrassing us. Please stop.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
True. That falls in line with did you see the sign that I can't remember if it was the FBI or DHS put up on the horseshoe about stopping hackers?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, they probably were not aware of exactly what this conference was.
Oh, they absolutely were aware.
You think so?
Absolutely. They have people at the conference.
That's true.
Like, there's
but do they talk to
all
marketing?
over the conference.
Yeah, there's a lot of feds. Feds. Yeah. Yeah, we ought to have Sean come on someday and talk about the old DEF CON days of Spot the Fed and the Alexis Park days. And...
See, I wish I had got to experience that, because that sounds super fun to me.
Yes, yeah, I think I am also. Just seeing the culture shift over the last 6 years or whatever, like seeing that shift is kind of like, yeah, I really wish I would have been there.
Yeah, it's
15
becoming
years ago.
Much more mainstream.
Yeah,
which is. I understand why. Disappointing maybe, but cybersecurity, it's a big umbrella now.
It is.
People are talking about it on the news more. It's not just a movie from the 90s. So I get it, but again, that's kind of one of my points with, like, if you're going to go to DEF CON, go to some local, grassroots conferences first, meet some people, kind of get an idea of, like, what would this be like if it was 1,000 times bigger, and kind of give you an idea of what to expect from DEF CON.
Yeah, and I can almost guarantee you, wherever you're at, you have a local group, even if you don't know you do.
For sure. Yep. I mean, there's conferences in South Dakota, dude. You can find a conference, you can find a group, If you've never been, you want to go do that stuff first.
There's a North Dakota DEF CON group.
Yeah.
Out
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're going to have a group. So don't be like, surely there's, no one in my area, because most certainly there is.
Yep. Search around for it.
Yep.
Well,
if you
do go, come find us.
Yeah.
Come find us.
We'll be there in some form. Maybe not me, but you'll be there.
I'll certainly
for sure.
be there.
Yeah.
I'm always there. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out on another episode of the Secure AF podcast. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment them below. Hit us up on LinkedIn, hit us up on Discord, whatever. We're always happy to chat, and we will catch you in the next time.
Bye.
The Secure AF podcast is a production of Alias Cybersecurity. Visit us online at aliascybersecurity.com. All rights reserved.